Hey guys, it's exciting. Today we are playing Doki Doki Literature Club once again. In the last episode, we found out that Yuri's a horror fa- horror film fan, and Natsuki, she's like angry but also sweetheart at the same time. Sweethearted. And Sayori, she's lazy and depressed at the same time. So, and Monica, we really haven't learned anything about her yet, but we will as the story progresses. But where I left off at, we were reading poems to each other. I read my poems to Sayori first. Now I gotta read it to the rest. So I'm gonna go ahead. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, we're gonna read our poem to. Okay, we're gonna read our poem to Natsuki second. Actually, Yuri. Eh? Hmm. Yuri states at. Yuri stares at the problem. I said problem. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Um. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. Uh. Um. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's that bad. No. Did I raise my voice? Uh, I'm sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What are you saying? What were you saying? Right, it's just that there were specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognized in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it is as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. I'm stammering like a motherfucker right now. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that can go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Uh, um, well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thoughts process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, this isn't After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calming, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light thickens. I thicken back. The light flickers. I'm sorry. I flicker back. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Damn right. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I want to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Toby. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glass over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's nothing more. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I haven't thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Okay, who should I read my poem to next? Natsuki. This dickhead. Question mark? Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. So, do you want to get smacked? Like, what's up? I'll smack the shit out of you first. I'll pass. Sigh. Anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. What the hell? Yeah. I told you that you weren't going to like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Well, that's true. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can really be disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Well, it helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went to it than I realized. That's what I meant to be a pro. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, didn't you? Yes? Guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old is everyone, but is Natsuki feeling proud that I won't take that away from her? Okay, we're gonna read to Monica next. Hi, Toby. Having a good time so far? Ah, yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Aha! Don't worry, Toby. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's sort of that barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had more sorts of things in common. I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common. Ah, well, maybe we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case. But maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you. It sounds like you two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori writing has kind of gentle feel to it. I could tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? No. Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's the case. I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My wrench chills. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into anything. A hole in the infinite. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Okay. It's okay. It's good. It's very free form, if that's what you call it. I'm sorry, I'm really not the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be very powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a little bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in your I almost read something else. I'm sorry, guys. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. As if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They are gingerly exchanging sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems, as if they read them tandem. I watch each of their expression change. Natsuki eyebrow furrowing frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returned the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Toby did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Toby liked my poem too, you know. He even told me that he was oppressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested into trying to oppress our new member, Yuri. Yeah? That's not what I... Oh, you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Toby appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out my way to make everything I do out overly cutesy. Ooh. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew. Wow. I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Toby started showing up. What the fuck? See, this is some freaky shit. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turn towards me as if they're just noticed that I was standing there. Toby, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in your making your poems? What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Just like people have to figure out what I'm saying with my stuttering. Help me. Explain that to her, Toby. Wait, what? There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Toby? Well, how did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know everything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. I ain't getting in between it. They both listen. I'm not getting in between that, so both of them can start hating me. Oh, sorry, I skipped. Let's go back. So of course that's going to be Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So I turned to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori? Eh? Yeah. Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Toby? Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree that it's unfair for others to inject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's your immaturity that made her upset in the first place. Listen, both of y'all stop. Damn. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes. Stop. Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, and they're amazing because they give you so many feelings without just a few words. With just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because, well, also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they were always. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Sayori stands up triumphantly. Monica stands behind with, sorry guys, please bear with me, like the last video. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is what Sayori is, the vice president, I whispered to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing to me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be afraid, she might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get hurt. I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes the two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiled sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really makes me a good president, regardless of what she says. Makes a good president. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did y'all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Toby, how about you? Yeah, I say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about it with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those who I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Toby, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoyed it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? Between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that mean, does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. Toby, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's every day is going to be so much fun. Sigh. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to what I mean. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught in onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really hurt? I mean, does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what happens in the future. I mean, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easier to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Okay, doing this again. Okay. Trying to get her. No, I'm gonna try to get her. Ribbon. No, that's her. Fireflies. Raindrops. No, that's her. Fireworks. That's Sayori. Graveyard. That's Yuri. Unstable. Know what? Since they started me off with Sayori, I'm gonna try to stay with her. Sweet. Passion. Rose. Jumpy. Ocean. Comfort. Hurt. I know. Pain. Let's not ski. Smile. Kawaii. No, that's I forgot. Lazy. Friends. Party. Alone. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple of days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hi, Toby. So, yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to you being in a club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things that will get with you. Anyway, speaking of which, I'm kind of hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. Yeah? That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse anyway? Sayori. Yeah? Why that all of a sudden? No reason really. I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets open. Then she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I could see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack. Before coming into the club room. So either you're not hungry and wanted an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money, so I would lend you some. Damn, she tried to finesse your ass. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. So that only leaves to one option. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Aha! Yuri suddenly giggles. Eh? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in the book as always. I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri, tell Toby to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can buy. You should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Did I just? I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed into my book. I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It does happen much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think like that. You were right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the retribution. That. Still, coming for you, Sayori. I guess there's a little devil inside of all of us, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Damn. Did he just smack her? Did he just smack her? He just smacked her. Yeah. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Ow. What the fuck? Somebody just smacked the shit out of her. What was... A cookie? Sure enough, it was a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glanced around. Is it a miracle? No. Somebody smacked you in the face. It is probably Yuri. It's because I paid my restitution. Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. Natsuki smacked the shit out of her. She didn't throw no cookie at her. She just smacked the shit out of her. Nah. I'm gonna need you to throw hands, Sayori. Natsuki smacked you fair and square. That's time to throw hands. But I heard you blab out about the cupcakes. Wait, did I miss something? I was just gonna give it to you, that's what she said. It was totally worth seeing your reaction though. Nah, you smacked her. That's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs the cookie. Geez, just eat it. Sayori tears it open. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. Damn, that girl hungry. So good. Sayori suddenly clasped with her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. Damn. What's going on with you? You're going through a lot over just one cookie. I know, bro. She act like she haven't ate for months. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Yours look really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers. Well, yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out her seat and goes behind Natsuki and wraps her arms around her. Oh. Jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off over. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite of Natsuki's cookie. Hey, did you seriously just do that? Ooh. Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Oh my lord. Sayori is gone. She wildin'. Yuri laughed and I laugh as well. Geez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori to Yeah. Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't in the club room. Uh, where's Monica anyway? Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. Hmm. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's alright. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. Eh? Don't think she has a I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Yeah? Monica chooses a club over a boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances at me. Ah, never mind that. What held you up today, anyway? Ah, well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must have not heard it since I was practicing piano. Nah, Monica is suspicious. Piano? I wasn't aware that you play music as well, Monica. Ah, I don't really. Nah, she's being suspicious. She's doing something. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. Nah, she's doing something. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monica. Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay. That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Toby. Monica smiles sweetly. Ah, I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I really love the chance to share it once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So, I didn't miss anything, did I? Not at all, really. I choose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone is already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. Toby? Sayori suddenly comes up to me. I'm gonna go get some supplies from another classroom. Want to come with me? Supplies? What for? Well, you know, the festival is coming up. Me and Monica were gonna make some posters and stuff. So I need to go find some crayons, markers, and glue sticks. Ah, I see. Sure, I'll go with you. Yay! And Monica will be back soon. Ah, are you going with Toby to get the supplies? There's no need to trouble yourself. I'd be happy to go with him. Oh, but I want to go. It's so much fun exploring empty classrooms and stuff. Hee. Okay. It was just a suggestion. See if you can find poster paper too, okay? Okay. Ready, Toby? Yeah, let's go. Sayori and I exit the club room. I follow behind Sayori hums and skips around the hallway. Honestly, it feels like I'm talking to a kid. I'm talking a kid I said talking. It feels like I'm taking a kid to the mall or something. Sayori finds pleasure in the simplest things sometimes. Hey, Sayori, what exactly are we doing for the festival anyway? I'm not sure how you would make an event out of literature. Me and Monica have planned it all out. Don't you worry. Is that so? Yep. We're gonna do a poetry performance. A performance of what kind? Well, everyone's gonna take turns on stage and recite their favorite poems. Ah, that sound kind of dull. Toby, you're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just about reading poems. It's about performing them. Like you say the lines of the poem like, between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends I've suddenly this joy. For now, I look in every direction. The preposterous field before me. Is that a barren wasteland? Like that? Sayori, how do I put this? I'm sure it's just me, but it's impossible for me to take you seriously when you talk like that. You meanie. I'm working super hard on this, you know. I know. I just meant that it's a pretty unordinary contrast to okay, let me try this again. I just meant that it's a pretty unordinary contrast to yourself, your cute self. Don't say that. It's embarrassing. But I guess that means I'm doing a good job. Yeah, I guess so. I'm so excited. The festival is going to be so much fun. Sayori spins herself around in the hallway again. Hey, Toby, this classroom over here is empty. Let's begin the mission. Mission, eh? It's been a long time since I spent time with Sayori like this. But in the end, she hasn't changed one bit. She's nothing but a ball of sunshine drowning happy vibes from the world around her. It's a pretty nostalgic feeling for me. As the years went by, I began to hold myself up in my room more and more. So going adventuring with Sayori brings about a special sort of feeling I forgot I had in me. The two of us enter the classroom. Sayori heads straight to the closet and I follow. Let's see what we have here. Crayons. Sayori pulls a box full of crayons off the shelf. They're the best brand too. Crayola? They're kind of dirty though. Sayori starts pulling various crayons out of the box, reading the color names. Alright, that's one down. Don't get distracted, we still need to find. Wait, I'm looking for my favorite color. Fine. Then at least move aside so I can look for the poster paper. I dropped one by accident. Oh boy, damn. Smack the shit out of her. Again. Kia. Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right onto the shelf. Bruh. Somebody is smacking her, bruh. Somebody is smacking her. Is it an invisible person or Natsuki in disguise something? Sayori is getting the shit smacked out of her. That's just messed up, y'all. Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right onto the shelf. I read that. She falls onto the floor and puts the crayon spill all over her lap. Ow, wow. You okay? My forehead. Sayori clutches her forehead. Jeez, Sayori. That's just like you, isn't it? Come on, let me see. Since Sayori is sitting on the floor, I grab her by the waist and pull her out of the closet. You have to move your hands, Sayori. But it hurts. Just do it for a second. Sayori slowly releases her hands from her forehead. I gently brush her bangs to the side. Ow. Sorry. There's a huge red mark on the center of her forehead. A bump is starting to form as well. Man, that's gonna swell up. I should find you some ice. Toby, where would I even find ice this time? I guess I could I guess a cold drink would do. You don't have to. I'm fine with looking like a unicorn, which even wincing from the pain. So I make a silly joke. What are you saying? I'll be right back, okay? Oh, okay. I passed her over his shoulder and ran down to the hallway. I locate the nearest vending machine. What should I get? Get her ass a Pepsi. But I know Sayori likes apple juice, so I'll purchase that one. It doesn't really matter since it will be used as an eye pack than a to drink. What should I get? That's what it says. In just a moment, I'm already returning to the classroom where I left Sayori. She has one palm on her forehead and is using the other hand to clumsily scoop crayons back into the box. At least they were already in the wrong spots before I filled them. Sayori's here. I hand Sayori a bottle of apple juice. It's nice and cold. Sayori opens the cap and starts drinking from it. Sayori, what are you doing? It's for your forehead, idiot. Ah, sorry, I forgot. How hard do you hit your head? Sayori places the bottle against the bump of her head. On her head. It stings. Just bear with it. It'll feel better soon. Looks like you cleaned up most of the crayons, so that's good. Hey, Toby. This kind of reminds you of growing up, doesn't it? Yeah? What do you mean? You know how we used to play outside all the time? I would always try to keep up with you. You were kind of oblivious in some ways. Like I usually fell behind or had trouble climbing on the things you did. But sometimes when I tried to do things I couldn't, I would get myself hurt. I'd fall and scrape myself or get a bump. And I would start crying really hard. And you would rush over as quick as you could. You would try to really hard to get me to stop crying. It was almost like you blamed yourself and were afraid of getting in trouble if someone found out, even though it really wasn't your fault at all, you know? Did I really do that? Yeah, you don't remember? Come to think of it, maybe I do remember a bit. I guess I was always so focused on my games I didn't pay enough attention to you. So in a way, it was my fault. Kind of like this time too. If I wasn't rushing you out of the closet, you wouldn't have hit your head. Toby, I don't think you realize it, but you're always thinking about other people. Even after all these years, you're rushing out to help me even though I'm just being clumsy. You're really a sweetheart. Don't call me that. And I don't really do this kind of things all the time. I guess when it comes to you, it just feels natural. Before I even know it, I'm treating you like that. I guess that's what happens when you've been friends so long. Really? Maybe you're right. Toby, I'm so glad that nothing's changed between us. Did you think it would be like this forever? Forever? If I'm honest with myself, there's no telling where we'll each end up for college or after that. So it wouldn't be fair to me to make any promises. But, well, I hope so. It's been this long already, right? I can't imagine you ever changes, so I hope my hopes are up. I'm so happy. Sayori has been whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent for a moment. She's so silly and clumsy on the outside that when I see her in the deep in thought like this, it makes me not want to disturb her. Well, I guess we should go back. I don't want to worry Monica, you know. Good luck with that. She's gonna see your forehead either way. Not if I hide it under my bangs. Sayori hops to her feet. She clutches her forehead again. Don't stand up so fast after hurting yourself. Ooh. Well, I guess it's too late now. Anyway, let's go. I follow Sayori out the classroom. Sayori plays her with her bangs to try to hide the bump without much success. In a moment, we'll make it back to the club room. Ah, you're back. Good timing. Good timing. I was just about ready to start with our sharing our poems. Sorry, your forehead. She's fine, don't worry about it. I was just playing with the crayons, smacked my forehead onto the shelf. Well, anyway, were you able to find everything we needed? Uh-huh, I have it right. Yeah? Sayori frantically glances around herself. I forgot all the stuff. Calm down, Sayori. I have it all right here. I found the poster paper too. Sorry, I'm just readjusting myself in the chair. I found the poster paper too. Sounds like you ended up doing all the work, Toby. Ah, well, Sayori. I failed to come up with an excuse for Sayori. I made it an adventure. Yeah, that. Okay. In any case, good work. I'll start working on the posters tonight. Me too. Okay, everyone. Are you ready to share your poems? Guess I should grab mine. After making sure the crayon box is closed tightly, I return to my seat. Who should I read my poem to first? Sayori. Toby, I really love your poems. I can't believe you've been hiding these from me. I'm not hiding anything. But your poems are so good. Yesterday and this one too. You can't tell me you haven't done this before. I mean, you really the only one who feels that way, so. No way. Not even Natsuki. Well, I guess Natsuki is least likely to admit how much she likes something. But I don't think it's that. What do you mean? Well, I guess I'll be honest about it. It's a lot easier to write poems when I'm thinking about you. Well. Stop thinking weird things, idiot. I just mean you're really, sorry. I just mean that you're a really expressive person, I guess. How am I supposed to write poems about my own stupid life? But you somehow make everything in your life an adventure. Even the little things. Like cooking. Let's not talk about that. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that I can feel more things through you than I can through myself. We have that kind of weird connection. It's your fault for getting in my business all the time. Yeah? I don't know if I understand. Sigh. You never understand when I try to explain things, do you, Sayori? I pat Sayori's head. Hey, I'm not a kid, you know. Are you sure about that? Maybe. Sayori starts fiddling with her pencil between her hands. Hey, Toby, will you give me your poem? I kinda want to keep it. Huh? Why? Because, well, it's the first time you've written something for me. Sayori, you completely misunderstood. I didn't write this for you. Sigh. Are you even listening to anyone? Well, whatever. I'll give it to you when I go home. I'll give it to you when we go home. Really? Snap. I broke my pencil. Sayori hastily bends down to pick up the piece she dropped. But being inattentive of her surroundings, she bumps right into me. Sorry. It's fine. I'll get it for you. I bend down and pick up the broken pencil. Sayori clutches the desk beside her to support herself, knees shaking. I'm a little clumsy today. Let's sit down, Sayori. Yeah. I grab Sayori and help her sit at the desk. Anyway, I still haven't read your poem. Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. But it's not good as yours. Jeez, don't worry. I'm sure I'll like it. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's a secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine and all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach aside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I'll put it in a bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all of the other bottles. Happy thoughts in a bottle. In bottles, all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle of starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper. My fingers go. Like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging. Scrapping and scraping. I blow my dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done. I opened up, and then come my friends, and they come in. They come in such a hurry. Do they want the bottles that much? I frantically pull them out from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the title between my feet. Happy thoughts, and shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be my friends. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I could hear is echo inside my head. Holy crap. Sayori, did you write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was gonna write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Oh, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing this like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah. Writing is the best. I'm going to keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times, but seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be that's a big ass word, pessimistic. Who should I read my poem next? Natsuki. Well, it's not really any worse than your last one, but I really can't say it's any better either. Phew. Huh? Phew what? Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. I get the feeling you're probably the most critical. Hey, what makes you... Hey, maybe that was a compliment. Aha, glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be good as me someday. That's something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. Yeah, you think so? Yeah, well I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type of all of a sudden. Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. Wow, that's fucked up. That's a little unnecessary. But think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she would be probably just fly away, just like letting go of a balloon. You could say we each take care of each other in our own way. Whatever, I don't get it. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wrinkly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she had other hobbies. Wait, I'm trying to find it. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. I'm going to tell everyone. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I'm just swarming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. And it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course. It's about how everyone thinks that doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate it to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or a guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out, they'll make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy. I think people really need to respect others for liking weird things. Well, you're definitely right. At least I can relate to that. I'm sure a lot of other people can too. It's what I can do best after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like conveying emotions is important. But I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm going to write a good one for tomorrow, so look forward to it. Okay, we're going to do Yuri next. Let's see what you've written for today. Well done, Toby. Your skills are already improving. Really? Thanks, Yuri. Coming from you, that means a lot. Yeah? It's nothing. I'm just happy to help inspire fellow writers. I know you're new to this, so don't worry so much if it seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You don't need to be afraid of a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings and write down the things you want to see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimidating exercise. I see. That's a certain interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have an example of that if you like to read it. Of course, is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of It happened in the dead of the night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of my bread. My subconscious will. Oh, sorry, I can't really read a cursive like that. I barely write cursive. I used to write it while I was in middle school, but I stopped when I got to high school. So bear with me again. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread. My subconscious, well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for me, or more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, I don't know what that is. The moon increments its phase and affects that much none light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of the raccoon friend. I slice the bread fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently. So my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me excitement. A rush of blood, classic path. I don't know what that word is. Conditioning. I slice the bread and I feed myself again. Okay, pretty interesting. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my perfected writing style, using a poem as a canvas to a vivid imagery and convey emotions through. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it is supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate in their own way. I want to express that way it feels for me to indulge in any more unusual hobbies. It's those sort of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Huh? That's funny. Did Natsuki also write something about that? About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest? She did? Yeah. She was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody. She's right. Yeah, does she really feel that way? Yeah. Sounds like you two have that in common. That's interesting. To me, it seemed like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Please don't tell her I said that. I don't worry. I have no reason to. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing it with me. After all, if I haven't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I will probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. Okay, click on Monica. Hi again, Toby. How's the writing going? All right, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You'll never know. You want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monica. Alright, it's pretty good. It makes me think of Sayori like the other one that you wrote. You two are like the dynamic duo. That's kind of exaggeration. Yeah, probably. But you do spend a lot of time with her even in this club, don't you? Then again, I don't blame you for being a little shy. I'm not shy, it's just I'm just teasing. I know it takes a bit of time to make friends with everyone, but Yuri and Natsuki are super interesting people, so don't be afraid to give them their share of time. And you can talk to me every now and then too. I'm not like unapproachable or anything, am I? No, it's nothing like that. I'm just still getting used to being here, that's all. Yeah, I'm sorry if I was putting pressure on you or something. I really didn't mean it like that. No, don't worry. I get what you're saying. Well, alright. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Hashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, and endless cacophony, or a meaningless noise. The noise won't stop. It won't stop. Violent, grating, waveform, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sighing, cussing, target, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a piece of crust. An endless poem, a meaningless. Load me. What the fuck? It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing where I've never really seen before, I guess. It's kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your own words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like the magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what's it about though. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract and physical as a physical. One more time. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's right tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save the game. You never know what might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip about writing? What am I even talking about? I think I don't know. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, everyone, we're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. do we have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Ah, sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monica? Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite the poems too. Sayori putting it all on posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting up those posters, did you? Well, I did. Did you really think it's that bad of an idea? No. It's not that bad. It's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know? Well, there's no way I'm going to keep performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys, no, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago? It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is about. Yeah, it's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself. Finding new horizons and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share with the others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of a room full of 2 minutes reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me to no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. And the least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, but but it looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get over it with. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around everyone else expectant faces. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice. That's everyone. You're really the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. Let me save. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way. Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no, don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Aha, of course. Now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finished the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. Why? Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quietly over to the podium. This poem is called Yuri's Anxious Glances at Each of Us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she communicates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside of her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps into reality and glances around her as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. I'm the first to stop applauding. Everyone joins me afterward, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat. Yuri, that was so good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri is down for the count. Okay, I guess I'm next then. Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one is called My Medal. Ah ha ha ha. Sorry, I giggle. Hehe. Sayori. It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to others, people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best way that way. It'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice had made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheering like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost give it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud. I did it. Good job, Sayori. Even Toby liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you nicely. It might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. Eh? I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need it. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone. The next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay. Now, who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Toby. It's not like I can compare you guys anyway. Might as well be Toby lower everyone's standard a little before I have to do it. Natsuki, it's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy to it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. I'm sorry. Sorry I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that will improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem's called, Why Are You All Looking at Me? Because You're Presenting. Anyway, the poem's called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and a rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style and it works surprisingly when she's spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finished, and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do it again. Well, do it at least. Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite the poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put whatever face I want for other people. When it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is. So, well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everybody for coming though. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea what it is like now. Make sure you pick up a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Yes, no problem. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. Just like this video. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far. I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. Can't wait. I can't do this. I can do this. All right. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. It's for the sake of the club. and impressing Monica, then I have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you two always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it. Must be a little nice though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, Toby. You don't have to say it. Whatever. Let's go already. Walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori's gonna be a little quieter than usual on the way to home. Hey, Sayori. Sayori, I will space it out. No wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to, Sayori fumbles with our words. So let's just say that one day Yuri asked me to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Hehehe. Sayori, you really think I would ditch you for Yuri? Eh? What? She's beautiful and smart. Jeez. I already seen her in the club every day. Besides, you already seem to really like going home together. I wouldn't just ruin that for you. You're still silly. You're so silly, Toby. You think about me too much sometimes. Yuri would deserve it if she wanted it. So I already made up my mind. I really can't figure you out sometimes. Sayori, sorry. Besides, what's the point of speculating something that's never going to happen? The conversation trails off. It's kind of a weird thing to care. It's kind of a weird thing for Sayori to care about so much. But I want to respect her and keep her happy too. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Alright guys, I'm going to end the video off there. So if you guys leave a like, subscribe for more. I will make another video on this shortly, like the day after, because I have to rest my voice. Because my voice is fucked up for doing all the talking, because I don't usually do all the talking. But But we're going to leave off. We're preparing for the festival, so we have to get our poems together and present in front of people, which I can never fucking do. But we gotta get ready for that. So anyway, hope you guys subscribe for more, and peace out.